welcome to this Pathways into ESOL Teaching interview, and I am very delighted to be talking to and introducing Hayley Nelson, who is the director of Learn for Life in Sheffield, which is a community organisation supporting refugees, asylum seekers and other marginalised communities in Sheffield. So welcome, Hayley.
Thanks, John. Yeah, it's great to be here and to share sort of our experience, because we've been going now for 17 years, so we've got a little bit of experience.
Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the things you're looking for when you are recruiting ESOL teachers to come and work at Learn for Life. And the first question I wanted to ask you is to tell us a little bit about the baseline level of qualification which you would expect of a teacher who'd be coming to work at Learn for Life, an ESOL teacher.
Yes, so when we're looking to recruit, we'd want people to have either a TESOL qualification or a CELTA qualification, which would be at level 5, because that is usually the requirement that we have to meet to get funding from the Adult Skills Funding Agency to then fund the teacher to teach the classes. So the baseline is a level 5 TESOL or CELTA. Okay,
and do you feel like either of those or any other equivalent at level 5 is one which you feel is more valuable than the others, or are they basically sort of much the same?
Well, they're much the same. I myself did TESOL to start off with, so yeah. I've got sort of an attraction to that one. However, I know it's more challenging now to get that qualification in Sheffield. So a lot of people are doing the CELTA, and quite a few of our teachers have successfully done the CELTA qualification at Sheffield University, and they thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been really, really beneficial for them. So I actually see both as sort of on a par, really, very similar. Okay. And we're happy with either at Learn for Life.
Okay, fantastic. So Hayley, as well as that baseline level 5 qualification, what is the kind of experience you might be expecting from potential teachers?
Yeah, so when we're looking at teachers who are going to become sort of paid and join in with like contracted provision here, then some of them may well be doing a PGCE and working towards a higher level of qualification. Okay. And so they're doing it for experience. That can happen, but we tend to want people who have had some practical experience before. So they may well have volunteered in the past, they may well have volunteered here at our centre and sort of shown us what they can do already by doing some teaching, lesson planning, managing the classroom, resources. But some experience is definitely what we're after. I don't know how many months I would say really, but you tend to know by looking at somebody's CV and then meeting them whether they are a capable teacher and can do it really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but volunteering, you'd say, is, and you mean volunteering in the classroom is particularly useful.
Yes. So for us, we've actually recruited quite a few teachers who started off with us as volunteers. Some of them volunteered with us and then went on to do the CELTA or the TESOL. And then others actually came just having completed the CELTA and the TESOL, and then did some volunteering for a few months. And then we get opportunities that come up with funded sort of grants and provision, and we can say to them, would you like to, you know, get a bit of paid work? And from that, we've actually sort of established some very, very good tutors.
Yeah.
Who have sort of been with us on a voluntary basis, but then become paid employees afterwards.
Okay. Right. So what we're talking about is ESOL, English for speakers of other languages, and what you deliver there in deepest Sheffield is ESOL But of course, there are other forms of learning English, EFL and other things. So can you say a little bit about how teaching ESOL might be different from teaching English as a foreign language, other forms of like academic English and so on?
Yeah, so we do get quite a few volunteers that have done maybe an online TEFL, or
Right.
they've done teaching English as a foreign language abroad maybe for a few weeks, or they've done it in a different country. Now, they tend to find it quite scary to sort of come into an ESOL environment in Sheffield, because unlike the provision maybe they've taught, everyone here is mixed up. There's loads of different languages. There isn't, the only common language is English. Whereas when they've done the TEFL, it tends to be maybe to Spanish teenagers or Italian teenagers, and maybe they can already speak a little bit of Italian or Spanish, so they can do a bit of translating, and everyone can sort of talk together in Spanish or Italian. Whereas they come to Sheffield and they've got Arabic, Tigrinya, Amharic, you know, a bit of Ukrainian, French, Polish, and it's all sort of mixed up together. And it's very, very different, because you're managing the class in a very different way, and you're having to prepare resources in a very different way, because you've got to meet all those different levels and all those different backgrounds. So I think to get a TESOL or a CELTA, so English as a second language rather than as a foreign language, is a lot more beneficial if you're wanting to work in the UK.
Right. Yeah, and I guess some of your classes, as is often the case in the community sector, are quite differentiated in terms of level as well, isn't it? So that can also be a challenge, isn't it? I guess. Right. Okay. So one final question, Hayley, is what tips might you have for people that were looking to apply for a job as an ESOL teacher at Learn for Life?
So if we had some vacancies available, we'd advertise them anyway. But a good way, I think, with any community organisation, if there are volunteering opportunities, get involved, because you can start off as teaching assistant. You might decide that you want to volunteer and actually teach your own class for a couple of hours a week. And when you do that, you're showing your commitment, you're showing your ability, and you get recognised really as somebody that can sort of move forward, maybe into a sort of paid position as well. And I think the more experience that people can get teaching English as a second language, or assisting in a classroom of ESOL, the better really, because like you said before, you know, there's so much differentiation, there's so much spiky profiles. You've got people who can read but maybe they can't write very well, you've got people who can speak really well and the literacy is very poor. So you need to be able to manage those situations, and as you're learning and as you're volunteering, you're getting to know what to do really, and you're finding things out along the way.
Right. Okay, so volunteering is really key. And you know, I know there's lots of volunteering opportunities at Learn for Life. Do you think that's generally, might people find those opportunities in other places as well, or do we all need to come to Learn for Life?
So I think they'll find it in many different places, because all community organisations, well, not all, but the majority of community organisations are looking for volunteer assistants, volunteer helpers, people to help in conversation classes, to lead different groups. There's different types of sort of volunteering opportunities in different sort of cities, different towns, and there's a lot of refugees and asylum seekers in South Yorkshire who, you know, and West Yorkshire, and they need to learn English. And there will be opportunities with different charities to go in and give a hand.
Great. Hayley, thank you so much. That's really, really informative and interesting. And we're so grateful to you for giving your time to share your thoughts and ideas about pathways into ESOL teaching.
Thank you for having me.